Are you ready to get your fix?
With the Wicks here on this beautiful Monday, September 19th, 2022, and welcome to the show. Now, if you're a new viewer, this is the channel where you're going to get endless amounts of NFL content. So if that is something you would like, news, breaking news, you get it. Hit that subscribe as well as the notification bell so that future videos pop up in your notification feed. And as well as if you're a returning viewer and haven't hit that sub yet, now is your chance to help me reach my goal of 100 subscribers by October 1st. We're sitting at like 83 or something like that, so only 17 more to go. So make sure, or please, hit that subscribe. Now let's get right to it. Yesterday we watched the Tampa Bay Buccaneers take on the New Orleans Saints, in which was, well, kind of a boring game. Okay, we could say that, right? First half, nothing was happening until let's just say a brawl broke out between Marshawn Lattimore of the New Orleans Saints and Mike Evans of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now this all stemmed from Tom Brady walking past Marshawn Lattimore, in which I think Lattimore might have said something which made, well, the GOAT, okay, this guy right here, Tom Brady, okay, turn around and say, "What'd you say? You want some of this?" And kind of mouth back and forth, which ultimately led to Leonard Fournette giving Marshawn a little bit of a shove, like, "Hey, back off, okay? Go back to your sideline. It is what it is, okay?" And then he didn't back down. So out of nowhere, literally, out of nowhere in a blink of an eye, Mike Evans comes over and absolutely decks Marshawn Lattimore. That ends up in benches being cleared and the Buccaneers and Saints going nuts. And, well, right after that, it was a complete takeover from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who ended up winning that ball game with ease in that second half. Now, that fight changed the complete trajectory of that game. At least that's what it seemed like, right? So after that fight broke out, Marshawn Lattimore and Mike Evans were ejected from the game. First thought that came to mind was, okay, fines are coming. So is a potential suspension, and well, that actually happened with Mike Evans getting suspended one game. Now before that, Ian Rappaport kind of laid it out of what to expect in this tweet. He says the action of Bucs wide receiver Mike Evans will be reviewed today by league officials for a possible suspension. Evans and Saints cornerback Marshawn Lattimore were both ejected during an on-field scuffle, and the entire matter will be reviewed. Now, take in mind that wide receiver Mike Evans received a one-game suspension in 2017 when he drilled Marshawn Lattimore on his team's sideline. That history matters. Okay, this is actually basically the same thing, and you can see Mike Evans absolutely decking Lattimore right there. Good on him, okay, protecting his quarterback, showing Lattimore who's boss, right? But this actually happened in 2017, and Mike Evans received a one-game suspension. However, nothing new here, okay? As Ian Rappaport tweeted, Bucs wide receiver is suspended one game. Said wide receiver Mike Evans, a repeat offender after a similar suspension in 2017, is the only player suspended in the melee, basically. Okay, you go on Call of Duty, I'm going to melee you, or something like that. I don't know. Anyways, all others will be evaluated for fines as per standard process. Tom Pelissero kind of follows it up as well, said there could and probably will be additional fines from Sunday's scuffle, and those will be decided later in the week. Only Evans suspended, and he can appeal, which it actually seems as if Mike Evans is going to appeal this suspension. Doubt he's going to get away with it, especially since he got a one-game suspension in 2017 for the same type of stuff. He's going to have to deal with the suspension. It is what it is, and it sucks. It really does suck for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, because next week, week 3, they take on the Green Bay Packers, who are coming off a massive win against the Chicago Bears last night. And this is a Green Bay Packers team that, well, week 1 looked like garbage. Week 2, yes, they played the Bears, but they seemed to start clicking on all cylinders. They looked really solid offensively and defensively. And now Tampa's going to be without their top 3 receivers, as Field Yates kind of pointed out here in this tweet. He says, now look at the Bucs wide receivers group for week 3 against the Packers. Mike Evans, suspended, okay. Chris Godwin missed week 2 hamstring. His ability or availability is still up in air. with that hamstring injury. Though, hamstring injuries could last 4 weeks, 6 weeks. It is what it is. So we don't know his availability at this point. Julio Jones also missed week 2 because of a knee injury. I think he's going to actually be there in week 3 because I don't believe it was a major issue being with that knee. I think it's just something minor that they kind of wanted to let Julio rehab for week 2 and kind of get ready for the Green Bay Packers. But these are their 3 receivers if those top 3 don't play. Russell Gage, who Brady brought over, recruited. Brashad Perryman actually scored a touchdown in yesterday's ball game. Not a bad receiver. Came over from the Jets, I believe it is. So not too terrible. And then Scotty Miller. If you ask me, Bucs are in for a tough one. Bucs are in for a tough battle against a pretty solid Green Bay defense. That secondary with Eric Stokes, Jareer Alexander, Darnell Savage, Kevin King. I mean, it looks Adrian Amos, Russell, what's his name? Don't know why I'm forgetting his name off the top of my head. Rasul Douglas. There we go, okay? Tampa Bay has something, it's going to be a tough game, okay? They have something coming for them, and I think they'll be okay. It's going to be a closer game than they would have liked, but man, missing Mike Evans for a whole week is a massive hit. So Mike Evans suspended 1 game. He is planning on appealing it. Most likely won't win it. Let me know in the comments if you believe the suspension is worth it, if it should have been more, less, or just a fine. You name it. Anyways, leave a comment down below. Also hit that like and hit that subscribe. Let's get the channel to 100 subs. It would be much, much appreciated. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you guys tomorrow. And you just got your fix with the Wicks.